My name's Jille Tringham and I run a business called Meditate Place. And what that means is that I'm a therapist and a transformation coach. I use principally meditation to help people visualize and transform their lives, but I also use a number of other techniques to make sure that people do really find their level of success. I can use all types of techniques, but the specialities that I use are very much about understanding that everyone can reach a potential, and I give them that self-belief, that confidence, and desire and motivation to get there. So outside of techniques, it's about that belief in yourself, and that's essential to every body that I work with, that we get them to that point. So I'm in my third year of running this business. However, I've always worked with people and taught them to meditate, guided them both in a commercial, professional environment and as a therapist. But I decided to really go out there on my own and work with people in a much more concentrated way about 3 years ago. The reason I got into therapy and enabling people to transform their lives is because I'd had a number of quite traumatic experiences through my career, through my life, and the thing that's really important is that you don't fall over and stay down. You have to learn to pick yourself up, and I'd learned to pick myself up through using a very strong mental attitude, positivity, training myself to believe that there's a better day coming. And so I, feel a bit emotional about that actually. So I knew, because I'd done it myself, that I could do that with other people and enable them to be empowered to turn their life around. Losing weight is a really, really common problem. And it's also a really important thing, because people that are overweight don't understand that they're not only impacting their physical health but their mental health as well. And I enjoy working with people that need to lose weight because there is some very simple principles that, if they believe they can achieve, can rapidly change their lives. Not only do they lose weight in the body, burn fat in a healthy way, but they can also increase or reduce their fatigue. They can increase their cognitive function, and so all round they become happier people. And of course, if you're getting compliments because 3 or 4 months ago you were quite a different person, and then you achieve so much in a healthy way and feel that people are noticing and appreciating your efforts, then it's much easier to maintain. I do not promote a diet or losing weight. I promote a life change where you are happy with yourself, all of the great parts about yourself, and also love all of the parts that aren't so great, because then nothing external to you can hurt. Yeah, hypnotherapy is one of the therapies that I do use to work with clients, because what we have to do is get past the conscious mind, because the conscious mind has a purpose, of course. It enables us to get to the supermarket, it enables us to remember to clean our teeth and have those routines in life. But what it doesn't do is enable you to change a belief or a behaviour that might have been installed from being very young. And of course, as children, and especially up to the age of 7, everything is literal and we take everything in as being part of our blueprint of life. So of course, needing to be able to reprogram that is really important, and hypnosis is a fabulous tool. It goes straight into that subconscious part of the mind and enables you to believe in something better. And if you want to believe in something better for yourself, then you will accept that suggestion. And so it's a much quicker way of moving someone forward in a positive way, and is a very effective tool, and I use it very regularly. Yeah. So to maintain losing weight, there is a number of things that have to happen. Number one, you have to take the reason that they got overweight away in the first place. So eating or overeating can be a destructive coping method, and it's to take away or to numb the pain, to become invisible, or to the gratification of eating is because there's gratification missing from somewhere else in life, and so forth. So they're just a couple of examples. There is a reason why an individual is looking for that gratification or to become invisible. So if they deal with that pain or that experience or that trauma, then the ability to maintain a new way of living, because it is a life change, it's not a diet. People that diet will always yo-yo. People that change the way they live, change their attitudes towards food, towards themselves, can maintain it and want to maintain it. Yeah. And I help them to do that. Yeah.
Good.
Yes, I do have a lot of success stories, but the one in particular that I'm most proud of was a very early client in my business when I started working for myself. She was a beautiful person, was a very giving person and looked after everyone, and I suppose could be thought of as being the mum to everybody. But she also had a very destructive eating problem, which then turned into having lots and lots of medical issues because of her weight. So diabetes, she was immobile, she had lots of aches and pains in her joints, and was going down that road where lots of medical intervention was going to be required. So she came to me and we worked together just for 6 sessions, 1 week after the other. We used principally meditation, visualization, and we talked about the reasons why she overate. Simultaneously, we worked on her habits of eating. We worked on the visualization of who she could be. And we took away the pain and the reasons for her feeling the way she did about herself. Over that 6 weeks, she actually disappeared in front of my eyes, I suppose you could say. She never told me how much she weighed, but she did tell me how many dress sizes she went down, and she literally reduced her dress sizes by 100%. So in other words, she was a size 22 and she went down to a size 12, and she, whilst doing that, started to not suffer from the symptoms of diabetes and was able to come off her medication, obviously making sure she was medically guided, and she was able to walk, and she started to walk as part of her regime and transformed her life. And so her employer was able to remove all of the additional support that she had because of her issues. They were no longer needed. The main thing that changed was how she felt about herself and how she treated herself. She stopped punishing herself with food and she started treating herself well. And of course that behaviour change meant that people treated her differently also. And so an all-round success, and she is now a very good friend. So one of the reasons that I'm very keen to promote Lean Gains and be associated with Lean Gains is because good advice is very, very important. Having the facts and making an informed decision is the difference between success and failure. And of course, Lean Gains is, and Dr. Jonathan is one of those people that guides people both nutritionally and through exercise and fitness. And of course, if you understand what you can do that will really make a difference, you haven't wasted your time, you haven't taken yourself down a path that you have to undo. So having that advice and guidance and being able to make your own decisions based on that guidance is really powerful, and that's why I'm really happy to be associated with Lean Gains. So if somebody wanted to work with me on a one-to-one basis, my company is called Meditate Place. They can get free resources from my YouTube channel, which is called Meditate Place. I also have a website called Meditate Place, which is meditateplace.com, and I can be found on Google as a business, and all my contact details are there, including my email address and my phone number.